Hi. We need to talk. Now, it seems like just yesterday, Teenage Engineering announced the new OP1 field at around twice the price of the original OP1. Now, back then, I was young, I was naive, I didn't understand the ways of the world, and I just went full rant mode on a video that kind of went viral for a minute there. And it was just me spewing my disappointment, my anger, my frustration at basically not being able to afford the new OP1. Well, I decided to take that video down because in the end, I felt it was just contributing to toxic rage and wasn't making anybody's life any better. But I digress. Today, OPXY was released, which is the OPZ, only almost 5 times more expensive. And if you think I'm gonna rant about Teenage Engineering being, I don't know, these profiteers or whatever, this is not what this video is about, not at all. I want to try to make sense of things because I think that we as a group of synthetics and absolute gas freaks need to come to terms that some things are just more expensive than others and people might enjoy different things than others. But the thing is, I'm not sure how we assign value. I think it's such a personal decision. And by the way, I'm not defending Teenage Engineering on their pricing. It's not about that at all. I'm a dentist and it's very weird when you see people walk into a dentist clinic and they're wearing very expensive shoes, you know, like maybe Gucci shoes or something like that. And you're like, why the hell would you pay $1,000 for boots or $2,000 for, I don't know, a coat? And you'll tell them, okay, you need an implant and that's gonna cost you around 800 bucks. And they're like, oh, that's so expensive. And it's always seemed funny to me, especially when you take it to stuff that we're used to, like synths. For example, this baby right here is monophonic, the Moog Sub 37. It's a classic, sure, it's pretty expensive. You could buy 2 of these guys for that same price and you get more voices, but it's not the same thing. And I think what my point is here is that it's not about how much it costs, it's how much value you assign everything. For example, I'll cringe at the thought of having to spend 20 bucks on boxers. I hate buying clothes. I'm not a fashionist kind of guy. But if you tell me about a new lens maybe that came out, ooh, that's pretty good. For example, this is my B-Cam. This thing has a 50mm lens, 1.2. Basically, it's a very, very expensive lens, about $2,000. I could buy an OP1 field for that money. And I didn't even think twice about spending that much because I knew that would work for me and that I could spend it at that time. Fast forward 2024, if I could, I would buy the OPXY. I think it's a very cool device. It looks cool, it sounds cool, has lots of cool gadgets. It's something that interests me. But I'm not the target demographic anymore. I have 2 kids that I have to pay for school. I'm currently, you know, not exactly working. So the means just aren't there now. But that doesn't mean that other people can enjoy it. And that doesn't mean that I should spend my time making those people feel guilty for enjoying that. Remember when this came out? Yeah, remember that Push 3 over there? Everybody was like, wow, for that price, you could get a MacBook and, you know, have much more options and power and blah, blah, blah. Or when this came out, MPCX, yeah, that was also a big deal because something about the converters or maybe like the high quality hi-fi wasn't up to snuff. For the price of the OPXY, lots of people are telling you you could buy the Push 3 or the MPCX. I have both and I love both. But mobility does have a price. And by the way, I'm well aware of my position here. You might think, oh, he's just another shill trying to, you know, get in favor with Teenage Engineering. That's not what this is at all. I'm talking about not garnering negative energy inside yourself. And instead of spending that time just foaming at the mouth because, Teenage Engineering did it again, just look at it. Oh, that seems pretty. Appreciate it and move on if it's not for you. It's healthier that way. I've always thought about this little quote that says, envy is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I really wish I could afford that thing, but I'm not gonna get angry at the people who are having fun with it. Don't let that hatred contaminate you. Don't let yourself be taken in by that hatred, because I did once, and I didn't feel great about it at all. Have you ever watched Top Gear? Well, if you haven't watched Top Gear, it was a show about 3 dudes that would just test out the most insane cars in the world. Ferraris, Aston Martins, you name it, they tested it out. And these guys would just, you know, they were the original YouTubers. Every time I watched the episode, I would never focus on how expensive the cars were, because they were just insanely expensive. They were absolutely outside of the range of something that I could ever afford. And right now, the OPXY is kind of in that range. Not kind of, absolutely cemented in that range. Maybe 6 or 7 years ago, before I had kids, I'll be honest, I really like the design. I like what it's been able to do. I don't have one, but I've been watching, you know, Cuckoo's video, or Music's video, Ricky Tina's video. Everybody nailed it. It looks so much fun. But the thing is, not everybody has $2,300 to spend on a non-necessity. Now, that's not a bad thing. Like, I own plenty of stuff that I don't exactly need. For example, I could choose between maybe the Push 3 or the MPCX, but I love them both, and that's why I have them both. That's a luxury. But the thing is, we assign value according to our own place in life. And I mean financially, I mean your age, I mean what stuff you're going through. My 2018 me was completely different, and his priorities and his financial capacities were absolutely different to where I am right now. But I certainly can see the benefits of a device such as the OPXY. And I recently did a video talking about this very same thing, about people saying, oh, why don't you just use software instead of hardware? This is kind of the same thing. So my message kind of here is, focus on yourself. Focus on what you have around you. I'm currently in no place to complain at all about not having the funds to get one of those nice looking OPXYs, because my setup right now is basically the best it's ever been. I'm absolutely surrounded by sonic options. I couldn't be happier. So why am I gonna avert my attention, my energy, into something that I can't afford right now, and that honestly I don't really need right now? Is that something that you should do also? Now, we can all agree, spending your time and your energy in hating on something doesn't bring anything productive to anything. It doesn't make the world a brighter place. So personally, I wish everybody who got one of those things to enjoy it. Everybody who bought one of those things, more power to you. Have a great time. Hopefully post more videos, post more stuff on Instagram so we get to see it. Those of us who can't afford it will be very, very appreciative. What do you think about the OPXY? Is it worth it? Is it valuable to you? I really love to know, because I'm like on the fence. I really would like to get one, but that would mean like having to sell probably one of my sweethearts over here. And I'm not really sure what to do. It looks very cool, looks very interesting, sounds nice, has that teenage engineering aesthetic that I personally love. I'm not sure. Would you like to see videos on that stuff? Should I take that plunge? It's all on you guys. I'm listening to your comments down below. As always, I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. See you next time.